All right, everybody, it's another episode of the Reserve Man Podcast. I got with me GP.
Go Tigers.
Shagari.
GP not babysitting your dog,
At all.
What's up, Stan?
Well, what's good?
And we have the lovely Victoria A. Roberts.
We are in the building.
We're going to be talking about Victoria, her business, her dating life, her future husband, and will she take the last name? We're going to talk about his love, a feeling, or a decision. About the Little Mermaid.
It's just
being black.
Yes, being black. That and so much more. And prenups. I forgot prenups.
It's right, girl summer.
After this.
You know your credit score bad. I'm not gonna that's solid quality stuff. Right. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books with Wait a minute. So if I want you, I ain't saying you Waffle House at 2 a.m. You bullshit. Hey, look, I care about you. We going to Waffle House.
All right, everybody, we have a great episode for you today. But let's start by introducing our guest, Miss Victoria A. Roberts.
Finally in the building. Hello,
Finally,
guys.
Finally.
What took you so long?
I'm here.
All right.
We're here
I'm glad
now.
you're here.
I know.
glad
I'm
you're
happy
here
to
now.
be here. I think we're gonna have an exciting show today.
I mean, you
I
fought
think so.
through the rain and the traffic,
I
and you
did.
showed up, and we are glad to have you.
She braved the hurricane, yo.
I
So
sure did.
why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background?
Okay, so I am a event planner for VAR Events, which is my event planning and design company, and I'm originally from. Since we talked about this a couple minutes ago, I'm originally from Alabama, born in Georgia, and I came out here in 2002.
She's trying not to tell her age.
You know when you got it.
Moved out here to Baton Rouge, good old Louisiana,
When she was
and
15.
never left since. So yeah, so that's pretty much a little rundown.
Where'd you go to college?
At LSU.
Oh,
Wait.
Oh, okay.
So why did you come down to Louisiana? Was it for college?
Yes,
before?
it was
Okay.
specifically for college. I was that child that wanted to get away from my hometown
Why'd you pick LSU?
Yeah.
She
because
saw a
my
dude.
major.
She saw a dude. She was visiting and saw a dude on campus. Like, I'm going to LSU now.
I think because she liked the football team, me personally.
Well, we good. Yeah,
I'm sorry. What's your major?
Okay, so my major was animal science. I had the intention of becoming a veterinarian.
Okay.
But that didn't quite happen. So if you're going to go to vet school, there's only like 27 universities, vet schools that you can like go to.
Okay.
We have a great
So
program.
I didn't. Yeah, you do have a great program. That was one of the reasons why I came.
You said you went there.
We have a great program.
Well, I did not graduate, so I can't.
You still
officially-
we.
I went, but I didn't officially like graduate. So I am I'm a college dropout.
You
but
still a we.
it's a we. It's a we.
Because you're still alumni, it's like a different title. I'm gonna look that up, but you're still alumni at LSU.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a different type of alumni.
I just got
We
like
can look it up.
a couple hours
Look it up.
left.
All right.
But anyway, and I didn't want to go to Tuskegee, and I didn't want to go to University of Georgia. So when I came to visit the campus, I was like, I can rock with this. So that was the
No,
decision
I
and
still
factor.
think
I still think somebody caught your eye.
Them ambassadors took her around them athletes.
Somebody caught your eye. It's okay.
Well, if you want to talk about that,
Somebody cooked for her.
long time ago, my high school sweetheart and I decided to also go to LSU because he played football for LSU. I wanted to go to vet school there, so it was just
Like
that.
I said, an athlete caught that eye.
So yeah, that's how that kind of
Okay.
went down. But
Okay.
yes, I'm from Alabama.
And what happened?
And I live in
with that
Louisiana now. Huh?
situation. How did that turn out?
Oh, well, you know.
Live
I
and
mean,
learn
it's
and grow.
Football?
LSU football athlete. Like, what you think? You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, we don't want to throw them all under the bus like they all like that. You know. Damn.
Y'all got quiet.
We'll leave it at that. So what made you get into event planning? Why event planning? How did that
well,
start?
I got into event planning to supplement a pleasure that I had while I was promoting nightclubs and events while at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing nightclub promotions like back in 2006, I think I started. And I would just promote different events and parties at downtown nightclubs from Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Hammond, it didn't matter. So as I got older, I was just like, I don't want to be in a club too much longer. And I was inspired by, what's his name? Preston Bailey. This is this black event designer.
Okay.
Very prominent in the industry, like one of the top designers in the industry. And that was when it hit me, and I was like, that's what I want to do. So I got out of the nightclub promotion world, and I transitioned into event planning.
But did you realize you had a talent for it when you made the switch?
No, I didn't.
So you just leaped, not knowing if you were really good at it or not.
Yeah, I just kind of just jumped in, and also it was a matter of like aesthetic. Like I would find myself going to events, and I was just like, we can, have so much better events here than what we have. You know what I mean?
So you didn't find like a mentor or anything? You just kind of hopped in and was like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I kind of just jumped in head first, picked the name, went to Barnes & Noble and got this book called How to Start Your Event Planning Business. Your home-based event planning business. I forget the author of the book, but I still got it. I can give it to y'all. But read that, and that kind of taught me like the basics, contracts, client communications, and like the basic process of the back end of event planning. But for us, like the style and placing things together, I think that's just kind of like a talent that you just gotta have. You can't like teach aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? Like you can go and they can teach you like interior design and stuff like that, like colors, but you still at the end of the day have to know how to like piece things together. So I guess I was kind of like self-taught, just reading books, and then
That's dope though.
Yeah, real dope.
thank you. And
There's an art to
then
it.
just researching and looking at all my top designers that I like. Like I said, Preston Bailey, Mindy West. Like, I don't know if y'all seen some of her work, but she's like known to do like all the Kardashian crazy parties, celebrity parties, like Chrissy Teigen and all of them.
So let me ask you this. So from starting out in event planning to where you are now, and you're very successful now, how did you get from there to where you currently are? Like, what was that struggle? What was that process like?
It was a struggle in the beginning because I would have my peers kind of be discouraging at the beginning. They would say, oh, this is not going to work here. You need to go to like Atlanta or New York or California. And I was just like, you know what? No, it's going to actually work here because, they didn't have, a prominent event designer, if you will. It was just a lot of like family members who would, I'm gonna decorate your event, your baby shower or your wedding or anything. It wasn't someone that could like take the vision and execute it. So I realized that niche, and then that's just when I just took it and ran with it. Like I say, just jumped in it head first and didn't know how it was gonna end up. It was just, I guess that's just the passion, I guess you would call it.
Right.
Well, that's that entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah,
dope.
it
That's
definitely
very
is.
dope.
Yes.
It definitely is.
We all have to leap.
She definitely
Yeah.
leaped head first.
Yeah.
Without even knowing.
Didn't know a thing, but to say it's really from there to now, it's just really based off of like my relationships with my friends more so and family, because those were the ones that like took the chance on like their moments in the beginning to allow me to coordinate and plan their baby showers and things like that, to where I can show people like, okay, I can actually do this. Because at the beginning there was like, what is that? Like, and even still now, like in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas, there's still people that'll be like, well, what do you do? Like, how does this process work? So it's still like an education piece that some people just don't know, just because event planning is becoming like the thing now. It's like everybody's being an event planner, but you know, you have to tread lightly, I think, when coming into the industry, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with somebody's moment.
Right.
So I just feel like, you know, you just have to, like, not necessarily following my path of like educating yourself first, but I would suggest like doing that first before you get in. And that's with anything, any industry. Like, don't just get into it just to make a buck or because you see somebody else doing it. But
see, you know, I'm in corporate America, so for the entrepreneurs on the podcast, I mean, I feel like for instance, for with your line of work, I feel like it can be real stressful, because I know brides can be over the top and real demanding. I know, Shag, with you.
We share a lot of the
we
same
share
brides.
the same clients. So, but for the most part, I haven't had too many bad experiences. I can say all of my brides, they come in, they know what they want, and it makes my job a lot easier. So I don't have bridezillas. Like, we really do have a good planning process throughout the entire time, and that's with any client, bride or mother to be, or now getting into corporate. It's just people just come to me with specifics, knowing like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is my budget, and I need you to like handle this for me.
Gotcha.
So it's very direct, more so now than what it used to be.
So is it easier for you to have somebody come and say, hey, specifically this is what I want, or is it easier for somebody to say, hey, I kind of want this event, I'm gonna run with your vision? Like, which one would you prefer?
I normally like when the clients give me something to base it off of. Like, I've had clients that'll just give me a color scheme and say I want it modern, and that's it. That's all I have to go by.
Yeah.
And then you'll have clients that are like really specific, like, I don't want any flowers, I only want candles and this and that. So then you have to create a design based off of those descriptive details. But based on which one I would prefer, like I said, I would prefer if they just give me something to base it off of, to where I can kind of like take that and then design something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like,
Makes it a little easier.
because you know, like HGTV, when they about to redesign the house, like they'll have like a little program and they'll like actually design it and then show it to the client. Like, do you like sketch it out first, or?
Yeah. So it is a process. So just a quick little 1-2 of the process that I have. So the client will find their venue, right? Based on their event style. And then from there, we'll generate a floor plan, which is a PDF based on what they tell me. Like, say, for instance, they want their food table over here. You know, I work with you guys, so y'all let me know, like, hey, I want this XYZ. So then you'll get your floor plan, and then from there, once you approve the floor plan, because everything is an approval with me, so it's never any hiccups as to I didn't say I wanted that or anything like that. You approved it, you know, via email and how we've approved things. And then from there, we'll go on to the design phase. So with the design phase, it's a proposal that's sent out that's very detailed with information on like how the tables will be set up, what will be on the tables, down to the linen colors and things like that. And then you will have to approve that as well. So when you get to the event, everything that's in the proposal will be in the space based on how the design plan is laid out. So you approve it every step. It's kind of like an interior designer, right? They're going to come in, they're going to generate a floor plan for you. Then they're going to go shop for you. Yeah. And then you have to approve whether you like that couch or not. So it's pretty much the same thing. It's just with an event rather than a home.
You organized.
Super.
Oh man, gotta be with who she's dealing with. Yeah.
And I saw you do anything for Essence. That was
did.
major. That was major.
Thank you. And that was just a 2-day turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized that I think I like the corporate pressure a little bit better than
Bridal pressure.
bridal pressure.
Because
Wait, why is go ahead. Photographer.
She hit me up. I said, you know what? They want you. They seek you out. They want this last minute. Don't play with your price. They got the budget for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come last minute.
Yeah,
You better
he
have
was
a
like,
budget.
you better get them all for them racks and all
Right.
that. But yeah, they did hit me up. Like, I think the event was July 5th, and this client is out of Boston. And they found me on Instagram, and they reached out via a comment on Instagram. They said, we're going to email you. And I was like, okay. So that Friday, the week before the event, we had a quick conference call, and they just basically said, hey, we fired our first planner because they wasn't executing, or they said she didn't have anything done. And I was like, how you don't have anything done and your event is in 5 days for Essence Fest? Like, what? So I was just like, quickly got on it, and they told me what they wanted, and we went through my process. But it was like a quick turnaround. I had to drive to New Orleans, look at the space, and meet with vendors. Luckily, like I said, you got to have relationships in this industry. If you don't, you kind of like asked out.
Right.
Because they took the event on knowing that they were booked to capacity. But
Yeah.
shout out to Firefly, Jennifer. She was just like, okay, we'll take this on. And that's pretty much how that went. And we shot the quote and invoice and design plan back up to Boston. They approved it, and we was set up. So it was just like we had to move really, really quick. But I like that.
Dope.
Yeah.
All
Rather
right.
than the 12-month of, I don't know, let me think about it.
Big things over at VAR.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make that money,
VAR
bro.
events.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Trying.
Make that money.
All right, y'all. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, but when we come back,
Oh.
we about to dive into Victoria's dating life.
Oh.
That and so much more right after this. All right, everybody, we are back with Miss Victoria A. Roberts.
In the building.
What the A stand for?
Antoinette.
Antoinette.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fancy sounding. I like that.
My grandmother named me. It's
Okay.
Well, the Victoria is after my mom, Vicky,
Uh-huh.
and then the Antoinette is after my dad. His middle name is Anthony, and then Roberts.
Let's do.
So that's
Okay.
how that came about. And the reason why I say the Victoria Roberts is because my grandmother always wrote that out. So I
Yeah.
just keep that because that's my girl. That's my homie.
I see, man, it's a fly hat you got on there. That Victoria Roberts events hat. I like that.
Thank you. I have to
Please
get
say
you
the
one.
A, brother.
Gotta say that. Yeah,
Gotta
please
say that.
do.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, let's get down to business.
Okay.
That dating life.
The
Oh.
dating
So,
life.
you're an entrepreneur,
I am.
businesswoman,
Mm-hmm.
a young professional, and you have a child.
Mm-hmm.
How old is your child?
He's 7.
7.
Yes.
What is it like for you to dating scene?
Dating for me actually has been pretty easy because my support system here allows me to move around not only with my business, but in, adult activities in life and socializing and mixing and mingling, or if it's just staying at home on the weekend and not doing nothing.
That means grandma a beast babysitter.
Yes. His grandparents are amazing.
So they live here?
Yeah.
Okay.
My son's parents. My
Okay.
parents live my dad lives in Alabama, and then my mom lives in Texas.
Okay.
So during the summer, in June, and half of July he's with my son is with his father's parents.
Okay.
And then the other half, like next week, my mom is flying in, and then she's coming to pick him up, and then he goes to Austin for the summer. So during the summer, they like to have their time. So he's very loved, and everybody wants a piece of him. So
it's really a hot girl summer for you. All right.
Go ahead.
Kid.
Hot girl, a city girl.
Go ahead and drop that IG so the fellas can slide right quick.
We're going to get to that, but, Jay, keep moderating.
Oh, man.
My DMs are open.
We're going to get to all of that. So, I mean, now we know that, you have...
You got time.
Yes, I do have time.
At least from the child's perspective.
Hey, fellas, go ahead
it's your
and
business.
slide. And if she tell you she got to watch her kid, you know she lying. She ain't
Stop.
interested. She ain't got them all summer 19.
She got to settle.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have time. You ain't the one, cuz. Sorry.
So, how does that work, man? Does your business get in the way?
No, it's kind of, okay. So
you a boss, like during the day at work.
This
What do you like?
is so dating for me is very cut and dry. Like I'm not the type of woman that an entertainer do just to be entertaining them, because one, I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. So I'm not going to waste anybody's time. So if I'm interested in you, you're going to know that, for one.
Okay.
And then for two,
What are the signs?
I mean, it depends on the person.
Okay.
It
But they'll
depends
know.
Yeah, they'll know.
Okay.
They'll know. But so yeah, so that those two are key. Like I said, I don't waste anybody's time. I'm not the type that'll just be lingering around trying to
Trying to get their free meal.
Yeah, I can't.
Right.
My patience is very thin. We're in our 30s, so it's like I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? It's just not what's up. And then just to be in somebody's company and talking small talk, and that's going nowhere. Like who does that? It's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
So dating for me is just very like, if I'm attracted to you, then I'm going to you're going to know. Or if they approach me and I'm attracted to them, then it just goes from there. But that's pretty much how it is.
You don't.
What's
I go. You go.
You go ahead.
You don't run into any issues since you're an event planner. I would assume that a lot of your events are on the weekends, and a lot of not that guys can't go out on dates during the week, but typically the weekend is when you can do the most. But I would think that a lot of your weekends are tied up with work. So does that have an impact on the dating life or dating scene?
No, because one, I'm a boutique event designer, so I don't.
What does that mean? You gotta educate me.
Okay, so I don't pack on like events like back to back to back. Like I strategically, like if it's my birthday, if it's the holidays or anything like that, I'm not booking anything. If I want to go to the LSU Alabama game and it's on, here in Baton Rouge, I'm taking off that day. So
Wear your purple and gold. Go ahead.
So
That's
like
not-
I say, basically, I'm making time.
You didn't say yeah. You didn't say yeah to the purple and gold.
I'm not wearing
Now
purple
the
and
truth
gold.
comes out.
Wait. So you went to LSU.
Already past
But
that.
she's a. I thought you knew she's a Crimson. She will scream Roll Tide
Yes.
at a LSU Bama game
Yes.
as an LSU student.
Scream
Sure
roll
did.
tide in the middle of the quad.
Sure did.
Let's just keep on.
Yeah, I can't
Even get with that.
Can't even address that.
I think. Well, this is why God created brunches for entrepreneurial women to go on dates in the middle of the day.
Yes. Lunch dates,
man.
breakfast dates are.
I don't know why
are
y'all
cool.
dating on the weekend anyway. The specials on Tuesdays.
No, what I was.
Wednesday, all you can eat oysters.
I'm about to say, what show this came from? He sounds hideous.
But I
Specials on Tuesday, man.
was about to ask you, because you was talking earlier about the guy knowing if you were attracted to him. I was going to ask you, in your 30s, like with where you're at now, like what makes up like attractiveness for you? Because most people our age, it's not purely physical anymore. There's some other things that you're looking at. So what? What does it for?
One,
for you?
I mean, I'm a very physical person, so it is about the physical. Like to me,
what if they physical
first,
and they say a bunch of stuff that
it don't matter.
is dumb to you?
Yes.
It don't matter.
Well, no,
Whoa,
like
wait.
no, wait. No, if they are attractive and dumb, then of course it's a no. But if they're attractive and got some stuff going on with them, like they got their head on straight,
Right.
they got their shit together, you know.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is
Yeah.
that other stuff?
That's, you know, of course there's other
is
stuff
that
like
a part of the
outside,
attractiveness now?
yeah, outside of the physical. Like I look for somebody that's caring, somebody that is. Now I wouldn't say like similar to me, but you know, you got to be outgoing. You can't be boring. I'm very spontaneous. Like I'll jump up and be like, you know what, I want to go do this or go here, wherever. So you got to kind of have.
So you want
that
them to be fun and a little sensitive? Is that what I'm getting? Caring? Does that mean
caring,
sensitive?
not necessarily sensitive, but I'm all about people having emotions. Like I would want you to have emotions because I know it's gonna be times to where, you know, there'll be conversations to where you have to express yourself about things that.
What if he's not very expressive?
It's still gonna be a conversation if it's a issue or.
I'm just asking.
You know,
A lot of guys keep stuff inside like this.
probably
Not the healthiest thing to do, but.
But that's what we
I
do.
haven't experienced that where I've dated someone and they haven't been very vocal about how they feel. So
Okay.
I can't really say on that because, like I said, all of my past relationships, they've let me know.
Do you tend to date other entrepreneurs or you deal with corporate dudes too?
I deal with dudes who have their shit together.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter if they're like a creative or if they're a nurse or if they're like, I've dated a high school football coach before and he was a math teacher and he was awesome, but you know, things went left. I've dated, you know, retail managers like long time. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of how you treat.
You said a long time ago.
That retail money don't.
No, that retail money is good money. Don't sleep.
But
so,
that discount was lit though.
Hey, yeah.
no, I couldn't use that discount.
What store you work at?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh, I'm about to say, like, can we get
This
the
was a
discount?
long time
Right.
ago, and I don't want to get into it. Anyway, so it doesn't matter the profession. Like I said, it just matters how they treat me at the end of the day, and if they make me happy. They're not making me happy, then it's not
You know what
good.
this made me think about?
So having
Go ahead.
having your shit together, as you say, that doesn't involve making a certain salary.
There's no salary requirement? That's a yeah. That's a yeah.
Didn't say all that.
I mean, I've dated dudes who've had $30,000 a year to dudes who had
How long-
$100,000
How
a
long ago
year.
was the 30,000 though?
That was like 2005,
Before
maybe.
so that ain't even
That don't count.
yeah, that
Still
ain't
in college.
That's not even relevant today. That's not
But-
even relevant today.
Yeah, nobody had real jobs in yet.
So let me ask you this: if he made half of what you made, is it cool?
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, it's all in a matter of how you treat me. But
You
just
just don't
like
want to take care of nobody else.
no,
right?
I'm not taking care of nobody. No, I have my son to take care of. That's another thing too. I'm not into holding nobody's hand and showing them the way. Like you need to come TTG, trained to go.
So
Jay Brownism right
the
there.
reason I think the reason kind of asking this stuff because it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So if he made a quarter or a half of what you made, are you the type of woman where you want a man to stand up and lead?
Absolutely.
So would you think that you would allow a man who only makes a quarter of what you make to come in and lead and direct you when you're like way past him as far as earning potential
Yeah.
and everything else?
Yeah, it doesn't normally work out. Because
Oh my God.
She really But she was real with it though. She was real with it.
They normally like it'll be good at the beginning, but once we get into the relationship, let's say you 6 months in, like they really see my lifestyle. They see how my routine.
You like fancy stuff. Just call it what it is. They see your lifestyle, they see your routine, they be like, I can't keep up.
It's not necessarily what I like.
I'm gonna let you speak for you.
Yes, thank you. It's not necessarily what I like. It's more so that they'll see my lifestyle, and and this happened recently, probably like 3 months ago. This situation ended, and like he'll call me, and I'm like, I'm at an event. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, I'm working. So
and he was just checking in.
But if like. That I'm working and I'm like coordinating a wedding with a wedding party of 20 people, like I can't just get on the phone and say, oh, hey babe, like I'm gonna call you back, no, you just gotta respect like what's going on. Like I'm not gonna call a surgeon in the middle of him doing surgery just to check in, you know what I mean? Like it's just not gonna happen.
Just seeing if you hit the
I'm not gonna
right.
If I'm dating an attorney, I'm not gonna just call him in the middle of trial
right.
and say, oh, I was just seeing how your trial was going.
Yeah.
What did they decide? You just you just have to. They just eventually have to have that understanding that this is what I do, you know what I'm saying? And then outside of, when Richard's in school, I have a routine, I take him to school and then I pick him up and then he has his time, homework and all of that. And then,
So do you think it was more of him making sure that you were doing what you said you were going to be doing? Or do you think that he didn't really respect what you did?
No, it's just I feel like in the situation that I'm speaking on is just a matter of him not understanding the entrepreneur world because he just works a 9 to 5 and that's how he was brought up. His parents were brought up, so he doesn't understand this whole world of not being.
Sometimes they think you don't be doing anything.
Yeah. And
well, she worked for herself and she got time.
Exactly, and that was kind of like his mentality, and that was kind of disrespectful when they would say, when he would say certain things like that, and I'm like, you don't even have any idea, because you don't, and it's like I have to explain these things, and then even after me explaining, you still don't really get it. So normally those situations don't work, but that's why I feel I take, and every relationship is a learning experience, right? So I take from that, I just feel like, okay, well, I can't really date anybody that's very recluse. I'm just gonna have to find somebody that has like a more busier schedule. I don't know. I mean, I just date. I don't really have like a strategic plan as to like how this is going to go. It's just a matter of that person, and if it's just not going to work out, then I just kind of cut it short so that we don't waste each other's time.
I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
You think you intimidate a lot of the dating pool? Yes,
I've been told that, because before people get to know me, just like y'all say, oh, we see you flexing on the gram.
Them two.
Yeah.
Me and GP ain't say nothing.
There you go. Before people get to know me, they're outside looking in, right?
Yeah.
Because even before we started working together, more so, he thought that I was just this little bougie little girl. And now he think I'm just this little ratchet or something. I don't know. But
you Sylvester ratchet. You definitely both.
But a lot of people that's the issue too, because people are always outside looking in and judging before you even get to know
but that's
a person.
the world, especially with social media.
True.
Social media puts out a perception, and if this is what you put out, this is what I'm gonna take in.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that that's all you're about, but people judge based on what they know, and all people know about us right now is what we give them through social media.
Mm-hmm.
With that said,
I don't feel like I give off that.
No, I didn't say that you did. I'm just
Okay.
saying, like, with somebody may be hard to approach by, like loving the fashion, loving the finer things, and that you look like you're refined.
I haven't seen a bunch of like, oh, I'm in the Louis store all the time type stuff. But I can see if a guy does see that one post.
Mm-hmm. And I was getting perfume. I wasn't about to go in there and drop 5 racks.
You ain't got to defend that. But,
you know.
But no, what we saying is, all right, people carry themselves a certain way on social media. And it's either hot girl summer or I'm not approachable unless you're this. And I demand a certain type of person. Like, not that, and people can be completely wrong, but they'll get a perception of who you are based on
what you're putting out.
But why does that intimidate people though?
I don't know.
Like if you just like what you like. Why is that intimidating?
I don't intimidate me. I ain't buying that.
Right.
Right. But look, we and you, we can chop it up.
I'll be like, I'm cool if you like that.
Right. I don't need that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay to my Johnson Murphy, my Cole Haan, and I'm gonna be happy.
So let's say that you have some success here in this dating world, and that you're about to get married. It's happening for you. Do you intend to take your future husband's last name?
Yeah, it'll be hyphenated.
It'll be hyphenated.
Yeah.
I can respect that. You said you have your own brand already.
It's not necessarily about my brand. It's more so about my family. Like I said at the beginning, my grandmother named me, so I want to keep that going. Wait. You want to keep that going? So, what about the kids?
You want your children's name to be hyphenated as well?
No.
Wait. I'm not okay. I'm just asking out of
curiosity. Because if I have kids with my future husband, then of course their kids are going to take his last name.
But what I'm trying to understand, this is out of curiosity. I'm not saying anything's wrong with what you want to do. So you want to get the hyphenated name, but you said you wanted to carry on what your grandmother started. What exactly are you carrying on? Are you I'm trying to figure that piece out.
That's just more of a.
You just want to keep the name.
Just how it is.
But
it's not necessarily. Of course, it won't be how it is now because it'll be hyphenated. But that's just
so you just
a sentimental.
Roberts.
Yeah,
it's sentimental to you.
Yeah, that's sentimental to me.
But you don't necessarily want to pass it.
But you don't get rid of your maiden name, huh? Like when you marry somebody, you don't you still keep your maiden name, huh? As a part of your name,
no.
or it drop off completely.
You can drop it. You can move your maiden name to your middle name.
Cindy made her maiden name her middle name.
So what she do with her middle name?
I mean, it's still her middle name, but I mean, just on legal documents.
Legally, she don't. Her middle name is now her maiden name.
Right.
Huh. Go figure.
Look, I didn't know that before I got married.
I'm about to say I didn't know that.
But look, I knew that. But in her case, it'd be case by case basis. Right. But her name flows. But depending on what the middle and the last name is, some people might drop their last name and just keep their middle and then take the married name.
Right.
So if the name don't flow, people base it on if the name flow or not.
I don't know. If the woman that I'm with has a profession and a brand like you do, and you're gonna lose money by changing your name completely, then I can kind of understand the hyphen. But I have had a conversation where women are like, no, I want to keep my name, and I'm kind of like, so the option is between keeping really your dad's name or my name, or taking my name. And you want to keep your dad's
name. Some people some people will change it legally, but not change it professionally.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
because that's just like doctors. Like if you become a medical doctor, right? Like you can't.
And you establish based on that, right?
Change. You can't be Dr. Like if you're Dr. Susan West, you can't do Dr. Susan West Harris or something like that.
Why couldn't you? Like your business name would still be your business name, but
because that's what you got your license under, right?
Like but you get married, they understand that.
But I think they will adjust your license, but your business name can just stay the same. But I mean, I get it. Like,
no, it's women that don't want to change that is because he didn't marry a doctor, or I was a doctor before we got married.
What I'll say, I mean, I'm married now, but what I would say, like, if she was already established in her career and a lot of her business was built on her name, I wouldn't really trip on it. Or if she didn't have a brother and it was important for her to continue on her father's last name, okay, I can respect that. So there's different scenarios where I could be like, all right, well, I can work with it. But then there's someone she was just like, if none of that was the case, and she was like, I just want to keep my, I'm like, nah.
So
I used to want to know how
If
NFL players did that, like Rogers Cromartie.
wait. So she didn't have a brother.
Mm-hmm.
You would be okay with your children having her maiden name as well? Because we say continuing on, I mean, it's not going to continue on past her.
Well,
if your kid's not going to have it too.
Well, in that case, I would be fine with it.
Okay.
Because again, if it was that important for them to continue on their last name, which I can respect, because at the end of the day, the buck might just stop with them. Like if she don't have cousins or whatever that it can continue on their family's last name, then okay, I might consider it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wouldn't be like it ain't a hard no. It wouldn't be like a hard no. It just depends on what the circumstances are.
Give it to me, GP. I know you're gonna have something good for me.
Hey man, I'm just saying.
I was trying to be fair.
In all fairness, I get that.
No, don't say off. Oh, okay.
I get where you're coming from. Me personally, I'll be like, well, look, let's name somebody first name with your last name, or like for example, your last name is Roberts. If you want to do a tribute to your family
and name the first name Robert.
Well,
hey man, that's fine.
Well, you're not
what?
Roberts.
But then you're not continuing on. Unless the name can't.
That's a clip. That's a clip.
The name can't continue on unless it's the last
I'm
name.
sorry, man.
He
I'm sorry. My
He
kids
was compromising with that.
Hey, my kids gonna be named back now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just is what it is.
Like I
Robert's
100%
nickname.
agree about the kids taking the husband's
Right,
last
that's all I'm
name.
saying.
But me personally, I would just hyphenate the name. It has nothing to really do with business or anything like that. Because you can look at KKW and all that stuff. They just added the West onto it, and it's fine. But I would just hyphenate it.
Well,
just
that's
because it's
different.
just a simple.
She got an entire brand.
Yeah, Kanye famous too.
Yeah.
They
But I'm
an
just saying,
entire
just-
brand. They make more money than Kanye, so they're not about to drop the Kardashian. Her mama wouldn't let her drop the Kardashian.
But that's the same thing I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
if you built up your name to a point where you are known by your name in the business world and everything else, and I think at the end of the day you gotta.
If changing your name lose money, then that's valid.
Yeah, we can't
understand
lose the
that.
money.
Ain't nobody gonna know no Kim West.
If you have
That just sound funny, don't it?
if you have a brand or a professional reputation, then yes, I totally understand that. Let's hyphenate, and then when you in your medical conference or whatever, you can still go by your maiden name.
Right.
And
Because
that's cool.
what's Stedman's last name?
But
Even if they did get
I
married,
don't-
Oprah ain't about to change her
First of
last
all,
name.
Oprah ain't marrying Stedman.
Right. She's
But
not.
she wouldn't change her last name either.
But she shouldn't.
Right.
She just
Yeah.
established based on.
But,
well, she really don't say about her first name.
That's true.
What is Oprah's last name?
Winfrey.
Winfrey.
Oh yeah, it is. I did know that.
But to be perfectly honest, I'm not about my kids having anything other than Brown.
I mean,
Not no hyphen Brown.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
None of
I
that.
agree. I agree.
what I said.
I feel
I
y'all.
agree.
All I'm saying is, while and my situation now, yeah, my kids don't have the last name Savage, but if it was a different situation under different circumstances, I'm not gonna just totally dismiss that.
I don't
Like
feel
I ain't gonna be like if, Sydney didn't have a brother and it was important for them to carry on their last name because there's nobody else that can. I'm not gonna be like, forget what you're talking about. I'm not gonna just totally dismiss that.
I'm torn on that. I wouldn't make it a big deal to where they couldn't hyphenate it, but I don't even have my father's last name because I got my stepdad's last name. Mm-hmm. And my real dad wanted me to change my name, but I was like, nah, because that's how I grew up. My stepfather took care of me. You came into my life later,
Right.
He
and you want me to
raised
change my
Mhm.
name.
That's-
But I've been this for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going back now.
So yeah, it's a hard decision. I just think like I said, it depends.
He
on the
raised you.
circumstances. It is what it is. But yeah, I just think it depends. But I respect y'all's opinion.
Hey man, that's why we do this, man. We got difference of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
We just having a conversation about it.
If that's a conversation I will most definitely have prior to getting married,
Mm-hmm.
prior to getting serious.
So
in any relationship,
So if a girl is basically perfect for you, but that was important to her, you would just dead the situation. I don't think you would.
that's important to me.
So you were dead.
I would think.
So
if
you
a
sound.
girl was perfect for you, and that was the one hiccup.
What I'm saying is, before we get that deep into it, we'll be and had this conversation.
So they obviously she's not perfect for him. It's what he's saying. If she not seeing it his way,
I
he sound like
I
GP with the dog thing.
I can accept you doing what you feel like you have to do with your last name, but I'm gonna need my children to be brown children.
Hey, I'm with. Well, they technically will be brown children, but I'm with I'm with Jay on this one. You know, my kids gonna be back now. Period. Point blank. If we want to name somebody a first name or a middle name after somebody, that's cool.
You need to stop saying that.
Hey man, nah, that's. I mean, it's an honor to name a child after somebody. What you mean?
Their last name, bro.
Hey, whatever.
It
That's
ain't that
fine.
many first names as last name.
I mean, if it's appropriate, that's cool. Whatever. That's a conversation we can have.
Bro, stop
It
saying
just
that.
depends on. It just depends on the last name.
Just stop saying that. Dog.
So like with Victoria,
Bruh.
Robert can't be a first name. That what you saying?
Bro, but in order to honor
That
the
has
family,
no significance.
yes, stop.
Well,
Stop.
Hey man,
It don't matter.
Hey man, y'all keep rocking.
It could be
That's
Jackson.
significant to me, damn
No,
it.
it could be a last name that works. It could be Jackson.
But that's not no honor.
But that's not no honor.
How that's not an honor?
Because you
It's
can't
named
pass
after
it on.
somebody.
You don't
That's not
pass on
passing
the
on.
My
first
name will be
name.
passed on anyway. I'm just trying to do something. Man, y'all tripping. I'm just saying.
No, you
Man,
tripping.
I'm trying to be considerate a little bit. They gonna have my
That's
first.
that's
They
no
gonna have my last name.
consideration.
Nah, I think
So
that's
you do like
consideration.
Victor, something like that.
That's my, you know, they gonna have my last name, but that's somewhat considerate.
Okay.
No man,
Whatever.
that's
In your
actually
mind.
that's actually like more
Yeah, man,
insulting.
you know what?
Me?
We gonna have. How's that insulting?
I want a child to have my last name, and you gonna call him Brown Big Name?
First of all, we ain't gonna have no commentary. Second of all,
You know what I'm trying to say?
but what I'm saying is, if the name don't work, it don't work.
If I'm trying,
If the name don't work, it
my
don't work.
daughter married dude and her name their child Brown Big Name.
Brown don't work, Jay. It just don't.
It don't matter if it wasn't
It de-
brown.
Don't matter what it is.
Hey man, if you get offended, if you get offended
My
by
last
that,
name, my last
if
name.
you
could-
get offended by that, you sensitive.
My last name could be Jack. So,
And if your daughter
And then
name
they
her
name
son Jack,
Jack.
and you mad at that, you sensitive.
Jack Bicknell.
No, clearly nobody else is feeling that.
I don't care. I'm just saying that's
We're gonna
not
do-
that's not a bad thing.
We're
We can
gonna
do a poll on
We're
it,
gonna do a poll on
but
it.
I don't see why that's offensive.
Let's move on, man. Let's
I don't
move
know.
on.
I don't see how
We
that's
not gonna
offensive.
agree.
I forgot my whole thought process. Let's
We not
Last
gonna,
names, first names.
Naming people after other people is offensive.
okay. Well, let's just move on.
What?
I'm just saying.
Victoria.
Yes.
Don't you have your daddy name?
Well, I was being sarcastic, but you know.
let's move on.
Victoria.
Yes.
Y'all, we gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with more
Got mad.
right after this.
Took a deep sigh.
All right, everybody, we are back. We've shifted gears, and we're gonna move on to the next topic. So, Victoria,
Yes.
is love a feeling or a decision? Let me tell you where I got this from.
Tell me.
So I had insomnia, and I was messing around on Hulu, and I saw something that piqued my interest. It was Married at First Sight.
Okay.
And I started watching it. Next thing I know, I was hooked. So one of the experts on there is named Pastor Cal, and one of the guys was saying that he loved his wife, but he wasn't in love with her yet. And Pastor Cal was like, "That's a bunch of foolishness. Like, love is an intellectual decision to commit to fulfilling the needs of the other person." And I was like, is it? I mean, yeah, to a degree, but it's not a feeling at all. Like, you know, so is love a feeling? Is love a decision? Is it a bit of both? Like, what do you think love is?
I feel it's a bit of both. It starts off as, I want to say, a feeling. Like you said, some people, like, you can love a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But being in love with somebody is like on a whole different level. You know, if you've ever experienced it or not. So
We talking about
once you get in love, then that's the feeling, because at that point, like, you would do, not to say that you wouldn't do anything for the people that you actually love, but you know, like, when you get to that level, I just feel like it's just like it's nothing that you won't do for that person, right?
So that's the whole butterflies in the stomach thing.
And yeah, it's a little bit, it's that and a lot more than that. It's like it's the intimacy, it's the butterflies, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I said, some people don't reach that point. It's just a matter of like, oh, I love you, but it's not like, you know.
Where does the decision factor in?
That just depends on the person and the couple, the situation. I feel like, because sometimes sometimes I feel like it's one-sided. Sometimes.
Can you truly be in love with somebody if you have the feeling without the actions to back it up?
No, I don't think so.
Like, how do you show love? Like, how do you express love?
I mean, that's dependent on the person. Everybody has like their own love language, right?
True.
So some people are extremely affectionate. Some people are gift givers. Some people, you know.
Like the definition that I gave, that willingness or to make the commitment to fulfill that other person's needs, no matter what they are, no matter how they need to be loved. To be able to take those actions, isn't that significant?
That's what I feel is the in love part. Like, when you get to that level of loving somebody, then it'll encompass all of that.
So, loving somebody is just the feeling without the actions, and being in love with them is the actions combined with.
Yeah,
the
that's
feeling?
everything. That's like you giving, like, that's like marriage. Like, you giving your soul, your everything to that person. So you can vouch for that, I'm sure, Stan, you being married. Like, once you reach that peak to where you was like, okay, like, I really love this girl. Like, you love her, but it was just a feeling inside. It was like you just was madly in love with her. So it was just like on a whole different level, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of like I said off the air, you know, you initially had that lovey-dovey feeling, that love grows, you're madly in love, and then I think at a point when you decide you want to get married, I think at that point is bigger than love. I always say that marriage is part business and part love. Like, in my opinion, you can love somebody to death, but if y'all ain't aligned in other areas, it's gonna fail.
Right.
So I think at that point you make a decision on who you want to be with. Then also there's times like when you get married, you're not on the best terms. You got your ups and you got your downs, and you're not feeling like you love that person. I mean, you love them, but you know there's those rocky situations or whatnot, and you know you had to make the decision that you in it for the long haul. That you're not gonna let a couple bad things that may happen get you down or make you walk away from the situation. So I think that's when the decision part comes in. I don't think the love ever truly goes away, in my situation anyway. But I think it becomes more of a balance between, all right, I made this decision to stick with this and this is what I'm going to do. And the other piece is the love aspect. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at these definitions, you know, because I was curious. I wanted to see what the dictionary had to say about love. And as a noun, it says it's an intense feeling of deep affection. a great interest or pleasure in something, the person or thing that one's love. And as a verb, the first thing that it says is to feel a deep romantic or sexual attachment to someone, right? So, in my opinion, listening to these definitions and coupled with my own experiences, I would say love is more so a feeling. I think the decision is a little twofold for me. Like, the decisions come, once you begin to feel something for someone at the very beginning stage, is to allow yourself to continue in that situation and to allow that feeling to flourish and to continue to grow. And B, kind of the standpoint is once you are already in that quote unquote in love stage where you consistently make up that decision to say, this person that I'm loving is worth me fighting through whatever obstacles or whatever barriers we have to make this relationship or this situation, whatever it is, work. So I think it's both, but it all stems from that feeling, those quote unquote butterflies in your stomach. So that's just me.
I can relate to that. It's a bit of both.
I guess I can roll with both. That feeling alone, I mean, that's really just infatuation until it's coupled with the actions. I mean, you can feel whatever you want, but until you're willing to make that commitment to loving somebody the way they need to be loved, then you don't really have love.
I don't know. I don't think that you can. I don't 100% agree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because as long sometimes you might love a person to where the situation may not be healthy anymore, and sometimes you have to make a decision.
Is
where
that love or is that just blind loyalty?
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily blind loyalty. Because in none of these definitions it says love have to be something that's reciprocated, or love can't be abused, or love. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think you can feel that love for somebody, but sometimes you have to make a decision to choose yourself. And just because you made a decision to choose yourself, doesn't mean that feeling isn't there. See what I'm saying?
Jay not with you, dog.
He not, and it's cool.
I hear what you're saying, but for me, it's kind of like how they talk about, faith in the Bible. Without works, it's dead.
Right.
Like I can go around talking about how I love somebody all I want, but if I'm not actually loving them, love as a verb, then.
But see, the definition is the verb say to feel something. To feel something for a person.
Well, I'm talking about what I believe it to be, not what the dictionary says.
Not what
Sure.
Webster say.
Okay.
I was about to say that's the first problem. You're going off of what a dictionary say love is and not what you feel. Because everybody don't feel or receive love in the same manner. What's love to me isn't love to Stan. Isn't love to Jay. Isn't love to you. Isn't love to her.
But is that just not how you operate in love, or is that actually love itself? Because I don't think what you do for a person is necessarily love. I think that's more of a result of that
See,
love.
love for you, because you have different family values. You couldn't love somebody that didn't have family values like you.
I don't agree with that. I could love somebody without family values like that. I think it might not work. We might have our problems.
Copying her.
What?
Talking about it might not. You would do it, but it might not.
No,
work.
but what I'm saying
I don't think
is,
that's love if you're doing something that you know that's gonna work, not gonna work. GPL. I think family is 1,000% important to you. You're not gonna feel. You're not gonna give your all to somebody who doesn't feel the same way about family that you do. So, love is you identifying that with somebody else, just like you wouldn't love somebody that wanted you to love their dog. Let's talk about that.
well, I think what I'm saying is you can love somebody and they not be a perfect match. Now, sometimes I think that might be a product of you maybe not doing your due diligence at first, to where you really truly didn't get to know a person before you allowed yourself to fall head over heels, and now all of a sudden y'all see that y'all don't have stuff in common.
Yes, talk about it.
Are we falling in love at first sight?
I'm not saying you fall in love at first sight.
Family values.
I don't even think that's a thing.
But what I'm saying, I'm just saying, more than likely, I'm going to be with somebody who has family values because that's what I have and that's what I want. But what I'm saying is, it's not totally impossible for me to fall, quote unquote, in love with somebody who don't have that same opinion.
Even if you do due diligence, you can still fall out of love. People grow out of love all the time. Even if you 1,000%,
I agree.
If you 1,000%, you know who somebody is, you can change, and what you want in love can change. The things you want can change. What you want in love can change. How you want to be loved can change. Who you are today doesn't necessarily define how you're loved tomorrow and how you want to be loved.
But you see that point that you're making, I agree with that 1,000%. But all I'm saying, it's possible for me to love somebody who don't necessarily have the same viewpoints that I do.
If you talk to some people that have been married for a long time, like over 2 decades, they will often tell you that feeling wavers. You know, it's not no steady, strong,
it's the rocket time
feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that commitment, you know, to love that person, that's what stays strong. That's why people stay married.
Vows, that's the decision you make.
And I think at that point, that's the in love part, because if you are truly in love with that person, that's the feeling, that's the decision, right? To stay in that situation and work through whatever it may be, right? But if you're just like, oh, I love that person, it's like, yeah, I got love for you, but we're going to be cool, but I'm going to go this way, right? But if you're in love with that person and you have both, then you're going to work it out because you're really in love with this person. You don't want to lose this person. You don't want to lose anything that y'all built or whatever it may be. So that's why I feel like it's
I mostly agree, but I do think people can make a decision and not be in love. So they can make a decision to stick in a relationship for outside reasons, outside of love. Like they might stick because of finances. They might stick because of children.
Yeah, that's on a whole nother.
Then
you're not in love then.
Or you might stick together for loyalty. So is that decision to stay together, is that the actual love, or is that just?
Well, to me, that loyalty, that to me, that's more so dealing with love. You still love a person that don't love you.
Yeah.
If you just loyal with kids or finances, you might not love that person, but like they say, it might be cheaper to keep her. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, if it's money, a lot of finances, y'all might be better off together than separate. You know, so in them situations, you know, love doesn't necessarily have to be there. But I think you loyal to somebody, then there's some love there between one person loves somebody.
And that's why I don't necessarily 100% agree, because I think love is more a feeling, because those actions can have different motives behind it. Just kind of like what you just described, you know like what? Sometimes you can make the decision to be together for assets, for kids, for family, and that don't mean that you love this person. That means, like you said, yeah, my life would be messed up if I don't have this person.
If you stay married to me for 30, 40 years until we die, and you do all the things that's necessary for me to feel loved, then you loved me. I don't care what other motives you had.
But what I'm saying is, just because y'all stayed together 30, 40 years, did that mean they were doing all the things necessary for you to feel loved? Or that just meant y'all stayed together?
Isn't that just what I said?
They did.
Listening to disagree.
I'm just saying.
What are you saying?
That could be different. So, okay.
If they didn't do that part,
then
it's not
let
love.
him know that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're saying is not just making a decision to stay together, following the actions that
at the very beginning, I started with making a commitment to fulfill the needs of the other person, to love them in the way that they need to be loved.
Okay.
Man, let's move on, man. Let's move on. I'm ready for the next topic.
Am I missing something?
I mean, I said okay. I mean, what you?
We just gonna agree to disagree.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Just love everybody.
Nah, don't do
Just
that.
spread a little love in the world, however it may be. Give a little food, give a little hug, some,
You said give a hug.
It's that
got-
smile for me.
You gotta be
smile,
You
whatever.
might get a smile.
careful. Shaking hands, I smile. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, you do gotta be a little careful.
Yeah, don't give too much love.
Right.
you
You
know.
in charge.
What do you think about this whole, I guess, outrage behind having a black Ariel, Victoria?
This just the media having a slow news day, I think, more so than any other like big movie, right? Because we had the Black Panther and they caused the uproar like, oh, it's an all black cast, oh my god, no white people. And then you had the Lion King and all of that, and they had all those actors and Lupita and all of them. So I just feel like the uproar is coming from the fans, or
It's a lot of color in that new Lion King
I
cast.
can understand it because
There was a lot of color in the last one.
it's a lot of color
mad
because what color
they're-
are animals? You gonna be mad at animals? You can't be mad at what color the animal good cast. But white people wasn't mad when they didn't cast the Indian girl as Jasmine in Aladdin.
Wait, what? That girl wasn't white.
I just feel like it's
That
just a
girl's
matter
white.
of them not being white actors. But I mean, it's our time, and they made the decision, and it is what it is. And Kiki said it best. I don't know if y'all saw that little clip from when she was talking about it, and she just got the role. I mean, and she looked like Ariel. I think
The
I think
cast of
they
Aladdin was very
casted her right.
But I guess my only thing is, if you go have like some type of historical non-fiction type of piece where you're trying to portray characters to look like the way that they would have in real life, then okay, cool. But The Little Mermaid is completely fictional. There's no mermaids don't exist, so why she can't be black?
Yeah.
She
That's all-
English. She English as hell, Stan.
I'm gonna say how much more
She
you
was
need?
born in Uganda. She's an Indian of descent. She's not white. I knew she wasn't white. Naomi, bro? Nah. She might have been born in England, or she might have been living in England, but she was not white. Nah.
I print my retraction.
Yeah.
She white.
What
She
her
was-
parents?
Of Indian, I can't even say the first word, but she's of Indian descent. She was born in Uganda.
Yeah, immigrated to. Okay.
Yeah, she ain't white.
Her mother, what was her daddy?
Apparently,
Her
I
father
was
is
wrong, but
English,
she
so
don't
she
look. She
mixed.
don't look a bit
Okay.
Indian.
If you mix, you black.
Well, she just didn't look all that Indian to me, so I was like, but she gotta have some white in there though. Because when I
Right.
looked at her, I was like, I didn't think Indian.
Y'all know any white folks named Naomi?
No.
I don't know any Indian folks named Naomi.
She was born
There's
in
got some white
Uganda.
people named Naomi.
She was born in Uganda, so I mean, there's
That
some
don't
black
matter.
influence
It
somewhere.
don't matter where she was born at if she's of Indian descent.
If you in Africa, I would think it does. There's some influence from African culture. But anyway, my point is proven. She just ain't. She wasn't just
She
white.
ain't white.
Yeah.
Nah,
And I think they did a
I'm
good job
I'm a
casting.
faithful follower of the one drop rule.
Yes.
Because Haley looks just like when you started piecing them.
There's a white Naomi Watts,
together.
white as hell. She's a star. There's a Naomi Zimmerman.
Yeah, Zimmerman. Oh, wow.
There's a Naomi Colcom.
Okay, I mean, yeah, they got some. They got some.
Naomi Wolf.
I didn't personally know any.
Naomi Turner. We can keep going.
So we're doing this. We're googling white Naomis.
I didn't Google white Naomi. I just Googled Naomi.
Yeah. You know.
All the famous Naomi's were white. I'm sorry.
But to further go into what I was saying, I was wrong about this, so I'll speak my retraction. But
It's only half white.
black Egyptians been getting replaced by white characters
Yeah.
forever.
That's ridiculous. Charlton Heston.
Egyptians been white forever on movies and TVs.
Well, you
Go
know why they
back,
do
go
that?
back and look at some of the old westerns. Man, the Indians was white.
Yeah. You know why they
Yeah.
do that because
Red face.
they say Cleopatra was Greek
You know.
and that she wasn't African. And you know they loved them some Cleopatra.
Yeah, they tried to take
Shit.
Cleopatra.
Moses wasn't white. Talking about Charlton Heston and them.
Nah,
In the Ten Commandments,
They had me
Jesus wasn't white.
Jesus absolutely was not white.
yeah, Passion of the Christ. I mean, look, who was the last samurai?
Tom
White guy.
Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they had me. I was like, okay, this is y'all taking this too far.
Yeah, and then they were saying, like, with the Princess and the Frog, it was like, what if Tiana was white? I'm like, that don't really make sense because the whole movie was based on, like, black culture
Yeah.
and black people.
Yeah.
So if you do a white person, that's like you doing a white person as Black Panther. Like, that ain't gonna work because he's from Africa and it's based on black culture.
They want to make something white. I want them to remake Roots and make all the black characters white. And make all the white characters black. I want a white
Dave
Kunta
Chappelle.
Kinte.
They definitely ain't doing that.
Did not do
But you
it.
know,
They
they be in the uproar about everything because, you know,
They better hope
originally...
that I'll never get a whole lot of money.
But mermaid's not even real. So like,
I would sink $1 million in the
Don't
dead
matter.
movie.
Like, they get mad about anything. I mean, if you look at Nick Fury in
Man.
Marvel, he was originally white.
Man, you remember when the chick from it wasn't that Coulter. When they had that argument about Santa Claus, it was like a big deal. Like somebody was talking about a black Santa Claus, and she was like, Santa Claus was white. It was on Fox News.
I don't know how you arguing, you know,
A fictional character.
fictional characters
Yeah.
or racial background.
All this stuff be like everything they argue about. It be fictional characters though. Like, everything. You know what I'm saying? Every movie.
That's
You know that whether it's Marvel movies or whatever it might be, they've always had an issue with a character being like, even when they did the animated Spider-Man and they did Miles Morales and he was the black Spider-Man, people had an issue with that.
I know they're gonna have an issue with Cap passing the torch to a black man.
Yeah, even though they know that's in the comics, they still gonna probably have an issue with that. But I ain't worried about the Little Mermaid. It's probably gonna break all kind of records. Mainly because it's a black girl and black people gonna show out.
oh, I'm going.
They gonna show out.
I'm
People
going.
don't even care about the movie. They gonna show out and show up. And
They wouldn't have had a problem if Ursula was black though,
Oh, they wouldn't have.
Oh,
and Ursula purple.
right.
Am I the only
Right.
person that's like upset that they're making the cartoons like real movies?
I think
Live
you're the only
action?
person.
Nah.
I like it
Nah,
better as cartoons.
I don't think they've done a good job with most of them. Like I thought Aladdin was trash. Well, it looked trash. I didn't watch it. I think The Lion King gonna be dope. But the other one, I was like, I saw the Mulan preview.
I'm just so happy
I'm
that,
just
that
kinda-
James Earl Jones is still alive. I just couldn't see
Anybody else
any
playing
other
Mufasa?
voice
But
behind
he wasn't
Mufasa.
in the cast picture, and I was like, is he not in the movie?
No,
but
he's-
he's still.
Yeah, he's on.
Mufasa.
Yeah, he just old. He didn't make it that day.
He's just like, I'm not coming to take no cast picture from a remake.
Oh, Victoria, we've been waiting all podcasts to ask you this question.
okay. What's that?
What is a hot girl summer to you?
A hot girl summer to me is just doing whatever you want to do without any qualms or anybody telling you what to do, how to do it, not giving a about what people think about what the hell you doing. So if you want to go and twerk in Atlanta on a stage somewhere, then you can go do that. Or if you want to go scamming in Miami, then you can go do that. Or if you just want to go to
If you
Barnes
want
and
to go
Noble.
scam in Miami,
What is scamming in Miami?
I mean, you know how they be scamming.
getting flued out.
Probably getting flued out, all of that. Trips.
Well,
Just enjoying yourself how you want to enjoy
Give us a-
yourself.
let me
That's
give you
a hot
the-
girl
give us a
summer.
the
definition.
Urban Dictionary definition of a hot girl summer
Is
is very vague.
Mm-hmm.
It says a summer full of fun.
but that's
Coach Meg, aka Meg the Stallion, the creator of Hot Girl Summer, said it best. Hot Girl Summer is about just being you, just having fun. It's turning up, driving the boat, and not giving a damn about what nobody's saying. A summer where you are in charge of your own happiness, chase the bag, and we ain't crying over no man, period.
and that's on that.
So is it the same thing as being a city girl?
Pretty much, it's one and the same.
I thought a city girl was a thought though.
I mean,
Sound like Hot Girl Summer. That is too.
It's
Y'all
starting
play-
too.
it's kind of thottish.
Y'all play that Hot Girl Summer shit, it's gonna be a long winter. Y'all gonna turn around and need that man. It's gonna be a long winter.
Yeah, because they talking about ain't crying over no man.
Cause what you did all summer gonna come back to you for that winter.
Right.
I mean, if you play your cards right, and if you bout that hot girl summer life, then the
So look.
whatever you got going on and however long you want it to go on, it'll continue for however long you want it to go on. So if you want to end, you know, if you want to end whatever you doing at a certain point, then you'll do that.
So if you
But
listening-
if you want to continue it out till the winter times of the New Year's or whatever, then
We
you do that
gonna
too.
have to run a whole episode on this. We gonna need our hot girls to reach out. And I'm talking about the Meg Thee Stallion definition of hot girls. We ain't talking about the 99, 2000 cash money definition. Because to me, a hot girl is just somebody that was nasty as hell.
Well,
Not
This new Meg Thee Stallion. This is a self-empowerment thing.
This is getting what you want without having to do all that.
I got the City Girl Summer definition according to Urban
you
Dictionary.
never get what you want without having to do all that.
Let me get this definition. City Girl Summer, a time for all my bad. Y'all laughing.
Let them finish.
City Girl Summer, a time for all my bad bitches to shake some ass and get drunk. We 10 for 10, don't care what men think anymore, and we are living our best lives, period.
So it sounds like y'all both the same thing.
That's what
Hot
I'm
girl
saying.
and
It's
city
one and
girl.
the same. It's just a different term.
But you see that we don't care what men think thing.
But they do.
I don't know. That just sounds like an excuse.
Anybody that goes out their way to prove how much they don't care what somebody thinks really cares about what people think.
Right.
So what are we talking about in terms of getting what you want? We talking about getting
The
the bills
bag.
paid?
Getting
The bag.
Getting the bag. It's
Getting the
whatever, you know, it depends on the level
And
of
and
mindset of that particular hot girl,
And what
right?
is it
So
that you
some
think-
girls,
The level of mindset of
that particular hot girl, yes. So depending upon the hot girl, some hot girls
See,
want a bag,
I'm gonna
a
reference-
Chanel bag,
I'm
I
gonna
should
reference
say.
what I sent you earlier. Remember that post I sent you earlier?
Yeah,
Get your
yeah.
point out. Get your point out.
Here's my point.
Some want their
We
bills
all-
paid, some want a whip, some
And-
want
and it's-
trips,
and it's-
some want
And it's
cash
fine.
apped out, you know, whatever.
I'm totally fine with that.
And all that's
But
fine.
as long as we real about it.
For the summer.
But see, you got some people that are trying to like take it and turn it into something else, like a woman empowerment type thing. Like
could be that. It
listen to this: a hot girl summer, a season of being unapologetic in your glow, securing your own bag, being in your bag, embracing the body you have, laughing more, living more, and doing the dang thing, while feeling darn good. Like that's not what I've been led to believe.
Well, based on the definition
That's why I
we
said
read,
it just
it's
depends
kinda
on the person.
similar.
It depends on the chick.
But they trying to put a more like
Prominent spin on it.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that. And
You
most-
can you could have the Lala Anthony hot girl summer just taking shots in the club and then you go home, or you can have the Meg Thee Stallion hot girl summer, or you could have
Meg be
the-
out. I feel like
But-
Meg be out
but
actually
then-
scamming.
But you got to differentiate.
It's just different. Like Gabrielle be turning up to it. She having a hot girl summer with her husband, you know, doing hot girl type of things.
Nah, you got
Nah.
you got to differentiate. You could like the song.
That's what I'm saying. It's just different
That's a hot
levels.
wife. A hot
Yeah.
wife summer.
You could like the song.
It's just different levels.
they
Talking about, yeah, she
two
having a hot
married
girl summer.
they two married people having a good time.
But she having a hot girl summer
No,
with
she
you.
not.
So would he
though.
be a hot boy summer?
She being.
So it's hot girl, hot boy summer.
She being
I mean,
a,
if that's what y'all want to do,
it's a lit ass married couple.
she being a good wife and we having a good time.
you know what I'm
It ain't
saying?
hot girl summer. it ain't hot girl summer. Like I saw a post today, and this is what I think of when I think about hot girl summer
Okay.
at the time. Ladies, this is a post from a woman. She's like, ladies, this is a hot girl summer. Travel out the country, have daytime balcony sex, get at least $4K in cash from men, sit on the face of 3, have a threesome,
Oh no.
get some neck to Meg Thee Stallion, and send 0 emotional paragraph text.
See, now that's a ratchet hot girl.
But do y'all?
But how? No, who sets the criteria? All these
That's what I'm
different hot
saying.
girls.
It's just the level. It depends
listen,
on the person.
But think about the person who created it though.
Well, I mean, yeah.
That sounds like a hot girl summer to me.
That's what I think of.
Because what you gotta think about, I guess the way men take it. All right, so Meg Thee Stallion, not hating on her. She does what she does. A lot of people like her, but most of her music is about sex, partying,
Drugs.
Okay, most of
all I'm
men's
saying-
music is about sex, party, and drugs.
That's true.
So,
But what I'm saying is,
We ain't out here posting talking about we trying to have a hot boy summer.
yeah, since when?
wait, no, let me finish this.
Y'all be
So,
in the strip club
but
throwing
no.
up money all the time.
But the thing is, okay,
That
I don't even like strip
Just
clubs
don't-
like that.
if
term it.
if men choose a term and that term becomes popular, that term is synonymous with a certain thing,
Right.
a specific thing. It's not wide ranging where you can just, it's all encompassing. It's like, no, that means that. Meg Thee Stallion comes up with the term "hot girl summer," and now women are saying it's like all encompassing.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we can't go say dope boy summer if we don't sell dope.
right.
Like they try to say, no, this is about this is about women embracing our own bodies.
We can't say we be in the trap if we don't be in the trap. We can't talk about dope boy summer.
Your trap may be different. Your trap may be editing
trap is the trap.
The
photos.
trap is the trap.
Your trap is in the office.
I'm not gonna.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna hate.
It depends
Yeah.
on where your trap is.
I'm not gonna hate.
Wherever you getting your money is your trap.
And I can feel that.
if
'Cause
you-
when I listen to Jeezy, I be like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm related to Jeezy. I'm just gonna relate to the corporate world. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I
exactly.
get that. But women can't also get mad when men look at, all right, this is the Meg Thee Stallion's person that came up with this term. We see her persona and how she acts, even though she might be a cool person and all. You're gonna relate that what she talks about to a hot girl summer, and you're gonna apply that to anybody who says
I
they're having a hot
haven't
girl
saw the
I'm
video.
saying-
She has a video for it.
I don't know.
Nah, she don't need a
I don't-
video. Just
No,
listen
but
to
I'm
the lyrics.
asking. I'm asking. Are there individuals of women in the corporate world going to work and doing an awesome job for the day and being boss, and
I'm sure it
being
is.
girl bosses in
I'm
the
sure
video?
if you
'Cause then
hashtag.
But she can't have that because listen to the lyrics.
All I'm saying,
That's what I'm- but-
all I'm saying is, if ladies, if you are currently having a hot girl summer, please put it on the gram so I could know. That way, I could cancel you out of any type
Listen,
of.
See, now you being
I
judgmental.
won't go that
Yeah,
far.
just-
I'm being it.
Listen, I won't go that far
I will.
because
You
just
can't
like,
go that far.
I admit
I'm
it.
clearly
It's
going
all
that
about
far.
like the thing,
Like-
like
like-
the definition says. It's
yeah.
all about just having fun on your level of fun. So
But I also saying that women can't get mad if men judge them based on, okay,
I'm judging.
Meg Thee Stallion came up with this term. She came up with this term, and you're just gonna relate how the person who created it, you're gonna relate that term to whoever says it.
But y'all be judging
Let me go
people.
see-
Y'all be
let me-
judging
let me go
women
see-
on
let me
anything.
go see-
No.
and
So
And
this is
wait,
this is-
talking about
so this is another thing
Women
y'all
don't
gonna
judge
gonna judge people. That goes back to Chris Brown stating his preference and all this other stuff. Y'all judge on how people,
And what-
like you say, how we're perceived on the ground.
women
or-
don't.
Yeah, y'all do.
Yeah.
Women don't want a man with kids. They don't want a woman. They
That's
don't want.
a
They don't want
lie.
a man giving other women attention. They don't want a man that don't make a certain amount
Well,
of
I
money.
mean,
They don't want a man that can't dress.
Well,
They don't want a man.
I mean,
They should want that.
They don't want a man that can't dress. They don't want a man that wears dirty Nikes. They don't want a man that doesn't wear nice
That's
shoes.
not
They don't want
true.
to. They don't want to wear a man that doesn't sell. They don't want a man that doesn't sell drugs.
What woman?
Women have all kind of criteria.
No,
I ain't
because
gonna lie.
there's certain
You-
different types of women.
You
You can go to
you describe some basic ass woman.
exactly.
But no, even
Those
no,
are basic.
No,
Because-
all right. I think it's very basic for women over a certain age to not be able to get past a person's physical appearance if it's a person that's better for them.
I'm not
no.
agree with you.
Now you gotta look good.
I gotta be attracted to
Yeah,
you.
you gotta look good. I'm sorry.
I gotta
you
be
be the
attracted
best
to you.
person
I
in the world.
can't just be with nobody ugly.
Yeah,
Can't-
that's
can't.
what
I'll say this.
That's what I agree with.
Or my
Well, I will say this though. You can't be out here, acting like premium at the top of your game, and you want this type of dude, and you don't measure up to that.
Okay, what I was saying.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Thank you, Jay.
That go both ways too.
Yeah, what I was saying in response to that goes both ways. It ain't one more so than the other.
But you're right.
Because that goes back to dudes.
There's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of dudes
That
who
won't
don't measure
women
up.
they don't measure up to.
Now I'm wrong. I would say it's a lot of women. I'm gonna say it's a lot of people in general that don't measure up to the people that they want. They got unrealistic expectations.
I agree with that. I only know it from one side, but I'm saying like it hit a little different now. That now that you done had these 2 kids and you can't afford to take care of them.
Hey, don't bring kids into this.
I mean,
it ain't about the kids. It's about your lifestyle. Like
it's about the person.
Kids don't make you less desirable.
Exactly.
Kids
don't make you less desirable. But if you got kids, you can't take care of them.
Well, then that
makes
on
you
them.
less
it's still
desirable.
one part
But
that
see,
I'm highlighting.
That's
the
on
problem,
them.
in my honest opinion, I don't think you would probably talk to a person that couldn't afford the kid that they had.
You're right.
And that's your criteria.
I wouldn't. But my whole point is, you have a lot of young ladies, because that's what I know about,
Right.
that think that they should be entitled because they look a certain way, regardless of whether or not their financial situation or what they got going on, that they should be entitled to have a certain type of guy.
Well, then they not a woman and they haven't grown up yet.
Amen.
That's basic mentality.
And all I'm saying is,
that's a basic.
at this age, like I said, I'm no longer at that age, like 15 years ago,
Yeah.
when the physical attraction was what was just all that mattered.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a place where, I'm sorry, you being pretty, that don't really do it for me like that.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying,
You
a
know,
strong
because-
8 with the
because
total package
I can
is
agree
better
with
than
that.
a 10 with no personality.
Because some girls, they can be pretty, but they don't have it all up here. Like, they
Correct.
don't even know how to, like, go open a bank account or something. And I know that could be very unattractive
If you
You
have
stream
that,
a real man.
if you can't afford your lifestyle,
Yeah.
I told these guys about it. Somebody calling me up and asking me because their washing machine broke. They called me up and literally asked me to buy them a washing machine.
But can I say something about that situation?
Uh-huh.
That's not a woman.
But that
that's not a
happens
woman
to
that
women
you would-
too.
That's not a woman.
That happens to women too.
They dealing with bum dudes.
And they probably should leave them alone.
Yeah, straight up. Now, in that situation, that ain't somebody you would have realistically talk to anyway.
It's not about that. I mean, that's true. It's about the fact that
And how old was she? She was a younger chick.
no, she's not. She's only 2 years younger than me.
Oh, never mind.
It's about
It's that lifestyle she living.
it's about the fact that I think a lot of women, regardless of what their situation is,
You want to say a lot, or you want to change that word up a little bit? You want to say a lot?
I've encountered a lot of women.
Okay.
Let's say that,
Okay.
who, regardless of their their circumstances, still feel like they're entitled.
Based on their physical appearance.
You're correct.
Okay. No, I mean,
And and it may be happening with dudes too. I don't know. That's more your lane. But I'm just talking about what I've experienced.
Well, I think with guys, from what women say, it seems like guys, it might not be the physical, it might be their money. And they might think that, hey, my money should be enough for you to do whatever I want you to do.
And it's the opposite. Like, oh, he a lawyer, so they asking me for money.
Right. They assume, yeah.
They hadn't even really gotten to know me at all.
Right.
And they're asking me for money. I've been asked to help give somebody a down payment on their car.
Oh, wow.
I remember that.
Like
It was a funny moment.
I've only known you a week and a half. Like, did you legitimately think that I would ever give you down payment money for your car?
Yeah, you need to cut that.
I am unable to do that.
But she was serious though. I've been asked to give somebody a stipend so that they could go to Miami with their friends so they could buy clothes.
A stipend.
Like,
Well,
they
at least
want,
she was college
they
educated,
want-
asking for a stipend.
they
Trying to get her thought tops.
They didn't call it a stipend. I'm calling it a stipend. they wanted to go buy swimming suits and stuff to go to Miami with their homegirls. And I'm like, well, if you can't afford to do that, then you can't afford
Then
to go
you
to
don't
Miami.
need to be going, right?
You know, but the whole point is, and it's being, they're being encouraged to some degree to do this because they're the guys that are out here actually doing it, and you know, in exchange for a good time.
You know what it made me think about, brother? Some of our past guests, when it comes down to being married and what to do with the finances, it kind of remind me, because I'm sure you also know some real professional women that are like this as well, where they don't mind using your money, but they ain't gonna use their money. And it remind me of the whole marriage situation in some previous episodes where people were like, well, his money can take care of like all the bills and do this, that, and the other, and I'm just do whatever I want with my money.
Yes.
You know, and so I kind of related it to that because it seems like, okay, maybe it is more popular than I think it is.
All I'm saying is that, yes, you know, historically guys have cared more about physical attraction. But the value of your attractiveness or your, you know what, it don't have the kind of value
as you get older
at this age that a lot of women might think that it has. Like,
I would say it depends on the guy though, because if they're doing that, I would think that some guys are rolling with it. They going with it.
Well, yeah, that's what I just said. I mean, some guys are making it worse because they're encouraging it.
Right.
Just like some women, you know, are taking that money from guys in exchange for whatever they want. So it goes both ways. But I'm just, that's something I've encountered. So I'm just sharing it.
Well, you need to. Hopefully, you are not speaking with those young ladies anymore.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nah. I mean, these fellas tell you, because as soon as I get that request, that'd be it.
Yeah.
And I tell them about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't let our friend do that.
Okay, good.
Nah, we good
Got some
friends.
good people.
We have a very, very accountable group.
Okay.
Right.
No, if you are 35 and you can't afford to go on vacation or get a washing machine, then
that is not my concern.
I mean, why we're here? I would just be interested in this because you're such an independent woman.
Yeah.
Like,
She's tired of it. She tired. She left this.
she's like, oh
yeah.
Independent.
But no, it's hot girl summer. You want to continue that? She let out that sound like,
no.
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
That's. Go ahead.
You get tired of being Superwoman all the time?
It's just more so that's just what people say, and it's just like it's not necessarily I'm independent. I'm just taking care of myself. You see what I'm saying? It's about me being a responsible adult to take care of myself. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it goes back to. Like people outside looking in, like, oh, Victoria's just don't want to be this boss and this independent woman, this and that, like these fancy things and do all this stuff. Like, you really don't know. It's just more so. It's just I'm just out here taking care of myself how I want to take care of myself and providing a lifestyle how I want to provide it. But
I do think that the independent woman is starting to get have like a negative connotation because you say a woman's an independent woman and you be like, man, she act like she don't need no man and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I wasn't.
No, I
know
you weren't saying that.
I wasn't trying to
toxic independency.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to suggest any of that. All I was saying is that currently you are capably taking care of yourself and your child. Like, you know, you doing the job. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
If you were to get married, how do you feel the roles of your marriage should be in a financial sense? Like, how would y'all pay bills, do bank accounts? Like, what would be ideal to you?
Just speaking on Essence Fest, Michelle said it best. She was speaking about how when you get with somebody, it's more so of a team effort, right? Like, it's never really one-sided. So when you are in a relationship with somebody, these are the conversations that you have with your partner to figure those things out. It's not on me to decide. This is something that we're going to decide together. So if I were to be with somebody and, you know, they were like, oh, I'm going to pick that up or I'm going to pay XYZ, then that's on him. That's what he wants to do. So I'm not going to stop him from doing that. But, you know, it's just dependent upon the person. Because, you know, some men are different. Some men are raised to where they feel like they want to handle everything and be that 100% provider in the household. And then you have some men that be like, well, let's have this, or I'll take care of this, or whatever it may be. So it just really is dependent upon the couple. And like I said, in my case, it just really depends on the guy. Because I've been in relationships with dudes, they'll just be like, oh, I'll take care of XYZ, and you don't have to worry about that. But that was just a choice he made. It wasn't that I was out there like, oh, can you handle this, you know? But
I mean, I'm just asking.
it just depends. It just depends on the person.
Like Stan was saying, we literally had more than one woman come on the podcast and essentially feel like he paid the bills and my money is my money to do whatever I want with it.
No, cause
basically to blow.
Yeah, because when on a more personal standpoint, when my son's father and I were together, we were living together. So he handled all like the rent and stuff to where I would pay like water bill, energy bill, and my cell phone bill and whatever personal stuff that I wanted to do. Granted, you know, the rent was the bulk, but that's what he wanted to take care of. And then sometimes he'll be like, oh, I got this or I got that, and he'll take care of the little bills that I would take care of. So it is really dependent upon the person and how they feel that they wanted to provide. But if you get into a situation, and that was the only situation where I lived with a male, so it's like I don't have anything else to relate to. But in the future, that's just a conversation that whoever I'm with, we'll just have to have. But hopefully I don't have to have that conversation because he's a man. He'll just say what he gonna do like they normally do. So makes it a lot easier.
Okay. So
it's never like a question.
But
It's
how
just
would he-
they're very like.
So you wouldn't feel any kind of way about either situation? So like,
No,
let's
because
say-
I'm all like the people that I get into a relationship with, like it's more so of a team effort. If we make it that far, right? So
we talk specifically about marriage.
oh, okay.
I
So
think you're referring to marriage.
all we're referring to is marriage.
so in marriage, then yeah, that's just that. It's more of like a team effort.
You know,
so whatever
like-
y'all decide
Like
on.
earlier, Stan was talking about you being with a guy that makes half as much money as you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much money you make, but I'm gonna throw out a profession.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I like to roll with teacher on this because, let's say $50,000 to be generous.
That is generous for a teacher.
Hey,
Yeah, he teaches and he coaches. So if he makes $50,000,
Mm-hmm.
you have a nice home and a nice vehicle. Like, what do you think would be a reasonable split for that? Because like, and if if he paid all the bills, let's just say he paid all the bills. He said, "I'll take care of everything."
Mm-hmm.
Like, how would you feel if you had to give him an allowance, like, to live after?
That wouldn't happen. I don't think that would happen because
Because you wouldn't be messing with him.
exactly. And to speak on him, like even though he was a teacher and a coach, and yes, he did. You was right on. He was about 50, 51, something like that. I think his salary was. Like, he had his shit together. Like, he has his own house. He doesn't live in an apartment. Like, he bought his house, like, before I even met him. Got his own car. No, I'm just giving you an example. So to answer your question, it's just more so as the people that I get in relationships with, to double back on what I said before, have their shit together. Like, I don't get with people to
Owning
where
the house is part of that.
not necessarily, because some people have apartments, but they have their own. They have their own, basically.
I think what he's saying is not that a guy doesn't have his stuff together.
Uh-huh.
Let's say a guy I'm just gonna throw out a number. Let's say you make $250,000, right? And this guy comes in and he has his stuff together, but he makes $75,000.
Okay.
So the lifestyle that you afforded by making $250,000 is totally different than the lifestyle that he's afforded at $75,000. But then y'all come together. So odds are, if you got a house and he got a house, he moving into your house. And in that type of situation, of course, his salary is not going to be able to take care of the bills because he's not, unless y'all pool all your money together and have joint accounts, which is one option. But if it's an option, there's no real option where he can just take care of all the bills because he already has proven that he will not be able to afford the lifestyle. Does it become an issue at that point in time?
Again, it'll be a conversation. It
early-
won't be an issue because, so like you said, if he has his house, and I'm gonna just use my ex for example, if he were to move from his home to Baton Rouge and come live with me, then we're gonna have a conversation. Just me being a business-minded woman, well, we're gonna rent this house out, and we're gonna make some money off of this. And then we're going to use that money to supplement whatever we got going on in this house. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to be a conversation.
He don't have a house.
So he has an apartment.
He has an apartment.
Okay, so he moving in my house.
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to be a conversation of whatever
You
he
gonna
was
respect
paying.
my house and my
Okay,
rules?
what I'm taking from you is you're not with the joint account.
I'm with the joint account.
You thought there was a deep pause.
I'm
She
with
not
the,
with it.
I'm with the joint account. I am with the joint account.
I don't
I have
believe
a joint account, and then I have my own account too.
No prenup.
No, we definitely have a prenup. I don't care who it is. I can get
You
married right now and have $10 in the bank. We still gonna have a prenup
Well, you just made Jay smile right there, boy.
because I'm gonna go in. We both going in this with what we came in there with, like you said, it's a business.
Isn't that the case regardless?
Well,
you're
you already
entitled to that.
You already entitled
to what you have at this point.
to what you have up until the point you get married. That's yours.
So you said
But isn't there like stipulations that you put into a prenup? I'm not really familiar with prenups, but
If you have a prenuptial agreement, everything that you had prior to getting married is your separate property.
yeah, it's what you develop, I guess, once you're married. Let's say your
Any-
business grows, exponentially after you get married, then the prenup will come into play to protect that.
Well, anything
Right.
that comes into play. So, any money you make from the point that you get married, half of that money is his. If you have rental property, that's your rental property. But any income that comes from the rental property, half of that money is his. That's what I mean. But as far as the ownership of the property, if you had it prior to getting married, that's your separate property. However, if you have a house, you pay the mortgage on it, half of that mortgage payment, half of that money is his. So those are the kind of things that you have to consider.
yeah, I mean that's marriage, and you go into that with the prenup, without a prenup.
So yeah, you can sign agreements that will keep all of that separate.
Yeah.
For instance,
But-
if you have a real estate business and you're taking money from that and buying more property, like you can sign an agreement to keep all of that separate.
But yeah, definitely will have a prenup.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she gonna have that prenup, dog.
Yep.
Well, look,
And it's no hard feelings. It's just to protect both of us at the end of the day.
You find that I'm the only pro prenup person here, other than you. So you get no argument from me.
Okay.
I'm all about.
Y'all don't like prenups?
My point is,
He wasn't with
why-
you shooting the jumpers in the gym.
Yeah, why
I'm
honestly, like straight up, like with Sears Company, where it blows up, and God forbid something happens, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want half or that, because I ain't that type of dude where I feel like I gotta stand on somebody else's, success.
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger thing for me is, I understand the protection piece and this, that, and the other, but I also think it's important where you equally yoke. Like I would never be with somebody that like I feel they couldn't stand on their own or they were solely relying on me.
Yeah.
And if I'm getting a prenup, that's my personal opinion. It's like you're already looking at, all right, when things gonna fail.
We're not gonna make it.
Yeah, we not gonna make it.
No.
I mean that's how I look at it.
Yeah,
But
a lot
at
of
the same
people
time,
do.
that's
Yeah.
why I say like I want things to be equally yoked. Like I need somebody that's self-sufficient that can survive on their own. They don't necessarily need me. They just choose to be with me. Now, if it's somebody that wasn't on my level and just needed me, then yeah, I might be like, yeah, I might need that prenup. Because if they leave me or we split, they can ruin me.
What if you're not on their level?
Huh?
What if you're not on their level?
Then if they didn't want to marry me because of that, that's cool.
I'm saying you wouldn't sign a prenup to give them peace of mind?
To give them peace of mind? Nah, I'm not. Because I don't care. I don't care about their stuff. Like, I don't care about that. I would never marry a woman.
Well, I'm saying if you don't care about her stuff, then what's the signature?
Well,
Because you to me, you think that I'm the type of dude where I'm gonna still try to take half of your stuff.
No.
That's I'm saying that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I know.
That's how I look at it.
yeah,
I just do it just because I just feel like it's just something that you should do when getting married, just to protect, not to say like your marriage is gonna fail.
But I think it's natural for people to believe that though.
Yeah.
Or look at it that way.
Yeah, just
Like I ain't gonna lie, for like logically thinking, like I can think in that realm and like, okay, that makes sense. Like cool, but
it's just like having insurance. You got
I
health
feel-
insurance, you got car insurance.
I feel the exact opposite.
A prenup
you know,
is like insurance, marriage insurance.
Like by not signing it, I'm like, if it's not an issue, then what's the big deal?
well,
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's just like you signing a marriage license. It's just another sheet of paper that you're signing.
see the thing about it for me, I feel like, you know, and I totally get y'all points and I respect y'all points. But for me, I feel like if I'm ask for a prenup or you ask me for a prenup, in the back of my mind there's a part of you that's not all in. You know what I mean? Like I want to just be all into this. If my marriage is gonna fail, my marriage is gonna fail with me just being 100% all in, and it just messed up. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to have that marriage insurance in case it don't work out. Like I don't want to think like that.
Then there's other stuff like, you know, you get married to somebody and their business, for instance, it grows exponentially. Like at the end of the day, I don't care about that, but if their business grows exponentially, to think that the partner had nothing to do with that success, to me that's absurd. Like I think there's things in place that your partner helps you with that helps your business grow after y'all get together, that allows you to do stuff that you probably couldn't do by yourself. And for you to be like, well, you're not entitled to nothing. Yeah, like me, I ain't gonna care. Like it is what it is. I'm a man. I don't need you for your finances. So that's how I would look at it at the end of the day. But for the people who be like, well, they didn't do nothing. Yeah, anything before you got married, yeah, that's entitled to you. But when you get married, I also think that in most realistic, I ain't talking about like no P. Diddy or somebody. In most realistic situations, that partner has helped you do something. Whether it was taking care of kids, so you can be out hustling, doing whatever you got to do, that made your income potential even greater. They're doing something to support you in order to make yourself better. And I'm not gonna say in every situation, but I think that people, they dismiss that.
taking care of kids is your job as a parent. You're not doing that for me. You're doing it because you're a parent.
No. If it's supposed to be equal though, a father should be taking care of his kid just as much as the mother is. But if you're putting the most of the burden, if you're putting 90% of the burden on the mother, just so you can go out there and do what you gotta do to make money, that's cool.
Most people that have a child together that's not married, what's the normal custody arrangement from what you see?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking people who marry. That's irrelevant to me.
The guy had a child every other weekend?
That's irrelevant to me though. I'm talking about people who are married. And married, that's not that's not the expectation. The expectation is not that you together, but you want to take care of the kid on the weekends when you actually with somebody, you married.
Well, I mean, sometimes you do have to stay at home moms. So.
Then you do, but it also sometimes it allows some men just want that. They want this situation. But then there's other times whether it's a man staying at home because the woman has the income earning potential and she's going out there, she doesn't have to worry about the kids as much, and it allows her to make more money for them. I ain't saying that it's an issue, but that one person is sacrificing something in order for you to reach a different, another level of success. And to me, you got to recognize
What
that.
if they have a nanny?
That's fine if they got a nanny. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about specific situations.
Yeah.
All I'm pointing out is that,
Like it's,
yes,
it's
if,
different if we come to a situation we both make about the same amount of money, but then my business grows exponentially.
Mhm.
But if we coming in
That's what I'm saying.
and my
though.
net worth is $5 million,
You talking about
and
something?
while we married, I extended from $5 million to $12 million, then that's different.
I'm talking about most realistic situations. Most people don't walk into the situation with $5 million. All I'm saying is, in most regular situations, if your business or something grows exponentially from, like, let's say 200,000 to 400,000, in my opinion, a lot of times your partner may have something to do with that, whether directly or indirectly. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that every situation is like that, but to totally dismiss it like that's not. I'm not saying you are totally dismissing it, but for anybody to totally dismiss that isn't necessarily fair to me, because whether they're taking care of kids or whether they're taking on an extra job to put more money into your business or whatever, put more capital into your business, they're making a sacrifice for you to be better and to reach another level, and for you to be like, well, you're not entitled to none of this, even if they put work in or they did something to help you grow to another level. To me, that type of stuff ain't fair.
Most
Yeah.
situations where I know where people have prenups, there's already a large disparity coming into the marriage.
And that's fine. But I'm saying if it's not like that,
Well, that's what I mean. But that's what I'm talking about because that's the normal situation. I don't think it's normal for.
but in her situation, she just said in any situation
Yeah,
she would
this
get a
is just a
prenup.
regular.
She did say in any situation.
So
Yeah.
I'm going based off of in a situation where it's
But-
kind of equal.
Yeah.
And
But I don't. But equal. From what I've seen,
so you
it's
wouldn't
not
get
typical.
so you wouldn't get a prenup if somebody was a chick was a lawyer, y'all at the same level. You wouldn't get it because you seem like the type that
Well, lawyers
you
don't
would get
have
a
nothing to do with it.
No, I'm just
Just
saying if
same-
y'all on the same level as far as
Same level.
income.
Yeah.
I've said that previously.
Now, I don't remember
On
that.
the last podcast, I said if we about on the same level,
Mhm.
and then now that we get married, we're gonna build together. Then I wouldn't get a prenup in this situation.
Okay, well,
I've said that previously.
I forgot that then, because it seemed like because you making it seem like we were just totally like just ridiculous about when it comes to prenups, and you seem like you were just a pro advocate. I mean,
I've when we had the conversation previously, what I said is I'm talking about situations
Where
where
it's a
there's a
grievous
large
difference?
disparity.
Okay.
Yes.
okay,
You know.
but I don't think you would marry somebody like that though.
Then I wouldn't get married.
I'm saying I'm thinking I don't think you would marry somebody where there was a large difference in pay. Not that it, like 50,000 plus. I'm like I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think you would do that.
Well, what I'm saying is like if I made
150 and she made like 40, then yeah.
But what I'm saying, if I make $750,000 a year, then, like, if I'm waiting for somebody to be on my level, then I'm not have nobody to marry
Yeah, I understand
in
that.
Baton Rouge.
I understand that.
Huh? Got some women that make
Yeah, but this ain't long.
Some though.
This ain't long.
That's gonna be
Seems like that's very important to you,
a small pool.
fellas.
That's a good combo though.
I mean, yeah, I would marry somebody, but I'm gonna protect myself.
Nah,
I just don't feel like that.
I'm not against that. I don't think anything's wrong with that personally, and I guess I think as currently in my shoes right now, like I'm not making $750 a year. You know what I'm saying? So in my current situation, like I don't see me saying, oh well, you better sign this damn prenup. But if I was making $100 million a year, then my viewpoint might be different. If somebody's only coming to the table with $75,000.
On how strongly I feel in love, I don't think $250,000 to $500,000 a year is enough to be putting. No,
I ain't say that. I said above that.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't think. I'm just talking about current. I don't think that's enough to be deciding that something's gonna fail, and I need to decide that I want to protect myself from you
Well,
already. Nah, but
That's
just
all
let me finish because this is
Yeah.
how I feel about love. Like
I agree.
for me to want to marry you, I'm already past the point of where that money's gonna be a deciding factor in everything. I have enough trust for you to place, because we have the same ideas, we have the same goals, you're driven, you're just as driven. I think anything that you're doing could be just as successful as anything I'm doing. And prenup to me is like, I don't think you're gonna be nothing in the end, and you don't know who you're marrying when money is involved. You truly don't know that person. That's saying that I don't know how you gonna act if we don't make it. Like, even if a woman can stand on her own, that's saying that I think you gonna come after me for everything I have. And you know, you can say money changed people, but that's just how I feel. Like, you're counting on them not being the same person when it's over. Because you truly don't know who you with. And I think for him, even though his wife has a company and it's a separate thing, I think he knows that he's marrying a person that wouldn't come after everything he has because she can stand on her own and she loves him as a person, and she would not want to hurt him in the end, just based on who they are as a couple. That's why he don't need a prenup. That's why I feel like I would need one, because I don't think I'm with somebody that would come after me in a vicious manner. And it may be blind, it may be stupid to feel like that, but I'd rather feel like that about love than to go into it saying, I think we're gonna fail and I think I need to protect myself.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I also get what you're saying as far as the disparity.
Once again, to me, that is all based upon your own personal perceptions. To me, signing a prenup is not an admission of failure.
I agree with
That has absolutely nothing to do with how much love I have. To me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if anything, you know, that's an act of love.
Mm-hmm.
I've said previously that if I marry somebody tomorrow who come from money, you know, she's gonna inherit, you know, millions of dollars from her family or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would sign a prenup to give her and her family peace of mind. I want them to know that, you know, this ain't about money.
Yeah,
I don't want none of y'all money. I'm my own man.
It's interesting because it's interesting how you can look at it two different ways. Like, in your mind, that's a sign of love, but other people's mind, that's like a sign of disrespect. Because it's like, why you even think that of me to begin with? Like, why you even want to be with me if you even think that I'm that type of dude? Like, to me, this is just me, because I respect what you're saying, but I think in my mind, I would look at it like, well, you must think that I'm here for your money, like I care about your money like that. When in actuality, I don't. And I get what you're saying. Like, if it ain't a big deal, you should just sign.
I'm saying let's take money off the table. Like, money not even a concern. It's nothing to worry about.
Money is definitely a concern in marriage, though.
No,
because it's already been resolved.
No, I get what you're saying, but I see how people look at it the total opposite way. Mm-hmm. And money's not, like, money ain't a concern for me. So for you to even put it in my face, to me, you by you coming to me with a prenup, money is a concern for you. So you saying take money off the table,
but it's on the table.
But you put it on the
table.
Put it
on the front of the table.
You want me to sign? Like, I ain't worried about your money.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying, hey, I need to protect my money, so sign this piece of paper. So the money is on the table. It is about the money. I'm not saying mine. I'm saying that's how I would.
It's about protecting the money.
Well,
that's how I would.
I'm saying let's deal with it up front,
mm-hmm.
have it resolved,
mm-hmm.
and it's out the way. I mean, marriage is also a contract.
It's not out the way, though. It's just giving you peace of mind that it's out the way. That it's just giving you peace of mind that it's protected.
All I know
Same thing.
is
the prominent black figure, so we can
all I
roll
know
out.
is I pray
I'm hungry
that you making enough money to where that's a decision that you have to make. But I agree with. I understand where all of y'all are coming from. It's just a different way to look at everything. You know?
It's personal preference, like you said.
I get it, you know.
Now I'm about to get this chimes in.
Oh Lord!
I got to drop a black prominent figure first.
Maybe if I had $100 million shoe deal like LeBron, I'd feel differently about a prenup. But
I ain't gonna lie, I don't gotta be $100 million. Be less than that.
And his shoes trash.
I hope that that's never an issue for any of y'all. But it certainly won't be one for me. And with that said, y'all, we gonna take a quick.
Because you gonna sign.
We gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with this black prominent figure You know we're going to do this all year round, not just during Black History Month. And we will give it to you right after this. All right, everybody, we are back with this Black prominent figure. Victoria, who do you have for us?
I have Preston Bailey. He's one of my favorite event designers in the industry. He has recently been named the best wedding designer in the world by Vogue magazine, and he is globally celebrated for his unique ability to transform ordinary spaces into lush, theatrical environments.
Didn't you say you need $100,000 just to book him?
Yes, and if you would like to book him, you can go to his website, and he requires at least $100,000 budget to work with him.
He ain't gonna see
To
me,
work
but
with
shout
him.
out to that brother though.
But you can contact me at www.varevents.com. We work with a wide range of design budgets, and my Instagram is at VarEvents, Twitter at VarEvents, LinkedIn at VarEvents.
Holla at our girl.
That's,
Holla
that's
at me.
VAR.
VAR
Victor.
Events.
V is in Victor. By the way, Bailey words GP. Bailey Becknell.
Bailey.
Hey, that works, man. But look, holla at my girl, man, and she got time, so go ahead and slide if you need to.
Oh, God.
And you know you can always find us at The Reserve Man. We check out your questions, man. We consider them in picking our topics, and we certainly appreciate your input. And that is it. We are out.
You know your credit score bad. I'm not around you on the Starbucks. That's solid quality time. Right. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books when it's Wall Street? Wait a minute. So if I want you, I ain't taking the Waffle House at 2 a.m. I care about you. We going to Waffle